Hey guys, welcome to Liga United. Welcome to another video. And today, seeing as we don't have any more football until further notice, or at least 2 weeks time, seeing as Europe's top 5 competitions as well as UEFA's competitions of the Champions League and the Europa League are suspended for the time being, I think it's a good time to bring a new series to this channel. For the time being, it'll be an iteration of what you're going to see today, but if you guys have any idea on any other teams that you would like me to do, I'll be more than happy to. But today, we're going to start with a new series of teams that could possibly play in the Champions League that are from non-Champions League teams. What does this mean? It means that we're going to try to build the best team possible that we can from the teams that are not in the Champions League. And today we're going to start with La Liga, seeing as, and the rules are going to be very specific and are going to be very simple. First of all, we cannot use any players from teams that have participated in the Champions League this season, meaning no Barcelona, no Real Madrid, no Atletico, and no Valencia. The second rule, to make it, a wider option, it's going to be we cannot repeat any. You can only use one player per team, meaning that we're gonna have 16 teams to choose from, and out of those 16 teams, we're gonna have to pick 11 of those different teams and pick therefore 11 different players. I think that's gonna make it more interesting because otherwise it will be probably like Real Sociedad, Sevilla, Betis, and like maybe Getafe, and that's about it. But we can make it wider, we can make it broader, and I think that will be very interesting. I'll give my reason behind it, and if you guys have any way that you can make this team better, let me know in the comment section. But let's start with the video. So in the goalkeeper position, I think that out of the options that we had some interesting options, but the best one was for me Aitor, the goalkeeper from Levante. And why did they choose someone from Levante? Well, you might be asking, like, you could have chosen someone better. But Aitor actually has been the goalkeeper this season in La Liga with the most saves per game. He averages about 5 saves per game. That is huge. And you might be thinking, well, I've seen Ter Stegen and Oblak do about 7 or 8 saves per game. And yeah, they can do it on a 1-game basis. But on average, I believe Ter Stegen is on 2 saves per game and Oblak is on 3 saves per game. So if Aitor is able to do 5, that's pretty huge. That means that even though he gets shot a lot, he saved a lot of those shots. And this team is going to be very good, and it's going to have a very good competent goalkeeper. So we're going to go with Aitor as our number 1. In the right position, we're going to pick Jesus Navas from Sevilla. And I'm using the bullet of Sevilla right now in the right position because Navas has been probably one of the best right backs of the season so far in La Liga. He's been spectacular. His conversion from winger to right back has been really good. He's been able to use his best capacities both attacking and defensively at Sevilla. He's probably going to start in the Euros, or he should start. If there would be a Euros, he would start for sure in the Spain national team. So I think that's a very good choice. In the center back position, we're gonna choose Geneda Konam, and I think that's very fitting because he could be kind of the leader in that defense. You need a big player that's gonna be the leader, and he's leading right now the Getafe defense that has been doing well in the Europa League, that's doing really well in the La Liga right now, and having Gene, all the experience that he has, really good commanding center back. He's gonna be able to just block everything, intercept, tackle. He can do everything pretty much in the defensive sense, which makes him a very good asset for this team. Then we have Salisu representing Real Valladolid, one of the breakout stars this season, and probably one of the players that's going to get a big move somewhere else in terms of his career. He's probably going to move to a bigger team this season, seeing as he has the 12 million release clause. It will make it really good for us this season. He's really young, he's really fast, he can play out of the back. What Geneda Konam lacks in ball playing center back, Salisu has in abundance. He's a really good defender, has been doing fantastically well this season. And I think that partnership, that African partnership in La Liga, is going to do really well. Then we're going to have Pervis Estupiñán on loan from Watford. He's right now at Osasuna. And he's actually been pretty decent. Going forward, I believe he has 3 assists and a goal. That's been very good from Pervis. He's a left back with a lot of tracking. I would say that he's kind of like a Firpo kind of left back. But defensively, he's actually more solid. He's completing a lot of tackles, a lot of interceptions, which makes him very competent at the back. And going forward can contribute as well. Of course, in this system, probably Navas will be the one that will be given more freedom to go up, and Estupiñán to, kind of track back and be the most defensive one. We're going to play with a 4-2-3-1, therefore we're going to start with a double pivot with Marc Roca from Espanyol. Okay, he's not having the greatest season, but hear me out. He was one of the best players in La Liga last season, at least in the midfield role. And because I don't think that it's Marc Roca's fault that Espanyol have been doing bad, because pretty much the whole team is not being at its best level. But I believe in a team that's going to have possession, that's going to be very forward thinking, Marc Roca will be able to complete the defensive actions and also transition the ball forward for the other players to have a field day. And then in the partnership is going to be Santi Cazorla from Villarreal. And yes, he's a little bit older, but he has that experience. He's been playing at Arsenal. He's played Champions League football. He's played Europa League football. He's done it all. He's fantastic. He also can contribute defensively a little bit. Not that much, but he can do a job. And for sure, progressing the ball forward to likes of our front three and striker, he can put a killer ball. He has a really good free kick. He can use both feet really well. And his match intelligence is probably the best one in this team. Then we're going to go into our front three, starting in that right wing with none other than Iago Aspas from Celta de Vigo. There was no question here. Iago Aspas was always going to be the right winger because he is probably one of the players, one of the best players in this team, if not the best. He's that emblem for Celta de Vigo. He's the reason that actually Celta didn't get relegated last season. Like, Celta's staying in the division or getting relegated depends solely on Iago Aspas. He's been spectacular in La Liga for a couple seasons. He's been scoring a lot of goals, giving a lot of assists. He's really important. His playmaking is really good going forward, and I think Iago Aspas is just. I would choose him as the captain of this team. Then in the number 10, we're gonna choose Nabil Fekir from Real Betis, and I said that Aspas was probably in the competition for one of the players in this team, and he, in theory, what he's done in La Liga, he's probably the one that has shown most in La Liga. But the one that has shown the most in world football is Nabil Fekir, because let's be honest, Fekir is not at the right level of club. Like, he shouldn't be at a team like Betis. He should be at a team like Barcelona, like Real Madrid, like Manchester City, Liverpool. He should be at one of the biggest clubs in the world because his talent is immense. We saw him destroy Barcelona single-handedly in both games La Liga this season. He at Lyon was the best player that they've had for a while. So I think Nabil Fekir is probably the best player to play in the number 10 position. Going forward, will be able to create just so much. Dribbling wise, he's the best dribbler in this team. He's the best creator. He can score a lot of goals. He's very decisive with that left foot of his. Therefore, he'll be our number 10. And then in the left wing position, we can have no one other than Mikel Oyarzabal, the left winger from Real Sociedad, who's been doing really well this season, who's probably earned a spot in that starting spot for the Spain national team. Unfortunately, La Liga, the Euros are not going to be played this season, as it looks like it, but he's earned his spot. He has been decisive for Real Sociedad for a lot of seasons already, linked to big moves to Manchester City, Bayern Munich, Barcelona in past years, and it's a player that honestly I think he could do well in a bigger club, but he's been that emblem again for Real Sociedad, and you can see that most of these players are the emblems of their club, which makes this team, I think, very competitive against any other in world football. And up top, we need, we have like 3 forwards that are very, very tiny, that are very fast, that can move around. Therefore, we need to choose a striker that is very powerful, that is, that can create a lot of problems for defenders. And there's no one better than Iñaki Williams from Athletic Club. Iñaki Williams has been doing it at Athletic for a while. Everyone was thinking how to replace Aritz Aduriz, and although he's not the same profile of player, I think Iñaki Williams is actually better. It's one of the best talents that Athletic has produced in a lot of time. Like, his pace, his power, his strength, he has everything. His height, he could improve in his finishing, but he's still young. He still has a lot of potential to grow into a magnificent striker, and I think that this team could be actually a really good competitor, for a European competition. So let's recap. Where do I think that this team can finish in the Champions League? Well, let's start by saying that I think this team is good enough to get out of pretty much any group. Like, this team is probably on the level, I would like to say, of a Borussia Dortmund. Like, I would like to say that this team is on a level of Borussia Dortmund, seeing as their midfield is better than Borussia Dortmund's. Their attack is okay. It's debatable. Probably a little bit worse than Dortmund's, but not that much. Defense-wise, I think it's pretty similar. And goalkeeper-wise, I think I thought he's better than Roman Berkey. So, to be honest, this team is very competitive. I think that in La Liga, they would finish... Well, it depends. Because in a normal La Liga, this team would probably finish 3rd or 4th. But seeing as how La Liga, how Barcelona and Real Madrid have been so mediocre this season, for the past couple seasons, maybe, who knows, maybe this team is good enough to win La Liga. They don't have Messi, they don't have the likes of Vinicius, they don't have the likes of Modric, but this team has character, has leaders, has players that are going to be committed to success. And therefore I think that this team would do really well in the Champions League, has my seal of approval. But if you guys have any way to make this team better, leave it in the comment section below. Comment, like and subscribe, and I'll see you next one. Blaugranas.